Welcome to Recovering Addicts live stream in the morning. What are we doing here this early? 7 o'clock a.m. and I am jumping on here live. Well, guess what? I started a new 75-day challenge. And I did this for myself. It's primarily a selfish reason that I am here doing this because I want to be more disciplined. I want to be more productive. I want to be more fit. I want to lose weight. And so it's totally selfish that I'm doing this. I'm trying to got a little background music going so that I can keep me in a rhythm of talking. But today we're going to talk about the power of starting a recovery journey. You got to start somewhere. And that's why I'm starting on December 26th. Because I don't need January 1st to be some deadline for me. What am I going to do? Wait till another whole week after Christmas, after I ate sugar yesterday, so I can be like, let's just be lazy one more week because January's coming. What does it matter? Who cares that the clock and the schedule and the calendar is going to switch to 2024 J1? Who cares? Start today. We're going to talk about the definition of recovery. We're going to talk about that it is more than just abstinence. We're going to talk about your personal motivation for recovery. We're going to talk about overcoming the fear of starting. Why do we get so scared just to start something new? We'll get into that. Setting realistic goals, and you've heard of the SMART goals. We're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about the importance of a support system. We're going to talk about the role of physical fitness in recovery. We're going to start talking about recognizing triggers and learning coping mechanisms. We're going to learn about the concept of one day at a time. That's a good old cliche. And then we're going to talk about celebrating small victories. We talk about this in group a lot, celebrating small victories, because our family is usually waiting for us to relapse from the get-go. Hey, I'm going to quit. Great. Heard that before. Hey, I got 30 days clean. Okay, big deal. Any day now you're going to screw up. I got 6 months clean. That's cool. I'm proud of you. But in the back of their mind, they're still, tapping their watch, just waiting because of how long we spent in addiction, proving the opposite. Not building trust, but doing the complete opposite of destroying trust. And so that's why you go back to the small support groups, because we'll celebrate those victories with you. And then maintaining hope and optimism. Those are the 10 things that we're going to hit today. The power of starting a recovery journey. So what am I doing today? Today I got up. I don't know if you've seen the video that I have pinned to the top of this recovery page, but it lists pretty much in detail my day. It's written on a board over here. Maybe I'll try to swing over there and show it. But I'm going to wake up at 5. I'm going to get dressed, which I did this morning. I did my Bible study and I did my prayer. And then from 5:45 to 6:30, right behind this wall, we have a couple of spin bikes set up and a TV. I spun my bike for 45 minutes about. And then as soon as 6:30 hit, I went upstairs, made me a few eggs just to get that quick protein in my system, no carbs. And now I'm here at 7 o'clock going live, talking about recovery, just like I said I would, because it's discipline for me. And then I'm going to work after this live stream from about 8 to 12. Today I have a physical therapy appointment. I told, if you know me, I have like a shoulder injury over here. I got a torn rotator cuff, dislocated bicep. So I'm going to try to do all this stuff while going through this. And that's another reason I'm doing this as well, because a lot of times when we're on some type of a fitness journey or a recovery journey, wrenches get thrown into our gears that clog us up, or we get a stick thrown into our spikes that's trying to flip us over the handlebars. And this is kind of one for me. It's one where I could be like, well, I'm injured, and there's a lot of stuff I can't do now. I can't deadlift a weight up to my chest and press it over my head. I can't do wide flies. I can't bench press. There's a lot of stuff my shoulders inhibiting me to do. So I could either whine about it and say, until I get better, I'll just take a break. I'll just, and then that break leads to eating like garbage, and then your mindset gets weak. And so I'm trying to completely flip and fight that and work around the shoulder injury. So throughout this next 75 days, that's what you're going to see me do. And I may need surgery. I don't know. And if you are watching, please like and comment and let me know. And another reason I'm starting it on December 26th is so that you can maybe get a head start, get a little bit of motivation before January 1st hits. January 1st is right around the corner, and all y'all I know are going to make some type of New Year's resolution. That's why I'm getting ahead of y'all on December 26th. I'm starting mine today because I don't need to see the calendar flip to 2024. So join me in this. If you're not sober and you want to try to get sober, start today. You don't need to wait till January. What's the point? I watched this one thing about something about fitness and stuff, and this doctor was like, what is it about Monday? Why does everybody want to wait till Monday? I'll start my diet on Monday. I'll start my workout program on Monday. I'll give myself the weekend. Just start today. It makes no difference. And the sooner you start, the better you're going to feel. So, defining recovery, what is it? It's more than just abstinence, right? We talk about behavior change a lot on this program, and I've learned it through watching my mentor like Dave DeRocher and the Other Side Academy. He says you can throw somebody in a jail cell for 2 years, and they're clean and sober for 2 years. But if their behaviors haven't changed, nothing's really changed, because as soon as you let them out, they're going to go right back to their old lifestyle. So it's more than just abstinence. You have to do more. The first step is to get help, right? Hey, I need help. Admit it to somebody. Call somebody. Join a group. I need help. Can you guys help me? And then become abstinence. Get rid of any mood or mind-altering drugs. Don't go down the medicated assisted treatment way. Don't get on the kratom or the legal weed and CBT. We're drug addicts. We don't need any of that. We can refocus our energy to do a better and a more healthy way, a more holistic way. So once you get off the drugs, join a support group. Start working holistically on your mind and your body, right? And start learning how to be physical. And then start dealing with the emotions that you're going to feel. A lot of people jump on medicated assistance, or they relapse, or they start using different types of coping mechanisms because they're not used to feeling their emotions. All of a sudden they get anxiety when they're approached by somebody. And we're feeling anxiety anyway because we've been living a life of shame and guilt and, criminal activity a lot of the times. And now we have to feel and deal with that. Okay, how do we turn our shame into guilt? And how do we repent of our guilt and turn the other way and start living a life that's productive? And so when you feel those emotions, feel them. Just react to them differently. And the longer you're into this, 6 months, a year, 2, 4, I'm up to 4 years sober. Okay, my story is back in the 2000s, I became a meth addict, criminal like you wouldn't believe. Ended up getting caught for a burglary. I had a second-degree felony. Almost did 15 years in prison. Went to jail for a little around a year. I did 4 months in a halfway house, and that scared me straight. I didn't think about, I'm a drug addict, and I'm really prone to going off the deep end when I start taking substances, even if it's smoking weed. If I were to start smoking weed today, I wouldn't just get high today and be like, that was cool, and then a couple months do it again. That was cool. It would immediately turn into a daily habit. I would wake up, I'd smoke weed. Every couple hours, I'd hit a pipe, and I would have to remain high all day long. And then it just turns into the whole, where's the weed? I gotta go buy it. And you're running, the whole habit of it. And then it demoralizes, desensitizes you to bigger things, And I'm sure one weekend I'd be like, if I'm smoking weed and handling it, this is cool. I can drink. And then the drinking, and then before I know it, a year and a half, 2 years, I'd be a full-blown alcoholic, pothead, and then once I'm drinking and a full-blown alcoholic, whatever drug you bring in my presence at the time I'm drunk, I'm going to do it. And then my life becomes unmanageable, I get overweight, I get out of discipline, I start fighting with my wife, and then my whole life is wrecked. Abstinence. That's why we have to remain abstinent. Just get abstinence, deal with your emotions, and find better outlets. And so, not knowing that, what I just said there, in my first chunk of addiction with meth, and meth was from 16 to 22, I did anything, acid, I did all the drugs, but meth is really what got hold of me for a good year and a half. Got that second-degree felony, like I said, I got locked up, and then I got out, and I was scared straight because I was like, I do not want to go to prison. That sucked. I hated being in jail. So I got my life together, and around age 34, I started casually drinking, just like I said. And it slowly took hold to where I was drinking blackout drinks on the weekends, and I was drinking steadily throughout the week, trying to moderate how much I was drinking. And then my son was in an accident in 2017. That gave me the justification I needed to just piss off everything and start drinking and drinking and drinking. I was drinking fifths a night, gallons. I ended up drinking gallons, on the weekend. Until one day I got sick and tired of it. Checked into a rehab called Action up in South Ogden. Did 6 months in that rehab, and then it changed my life. Having that accident, having alcoholism, having been in jail, having been saved while I was in jail by reading the Bible, and then some midlife crisis sprinkled on top of that is what you see today. I completely changed my lifestyle, and everything has to change. And when I talk about point number one, that recovery is more than just abstinence, everything in your life has to change. Just like if you want to get fit, say this January 1st, put your hand up, put a comment, hit that like button if you are deciding you want to shed some fat this January. Next week it's coming. I hope you're doing something to prepare your mind if that is the choice you have made. Some of us have never had to make another New Year's resolution because we are still bouncing off of the ones that we made years ago in recovery, which is what I'm trying to do here starting on December 26th, because I don't need January 1st to tell me what to do. And it's just a mental psychological game so that I can get ahead of my own self, right? But if you are, you're going to have to change everything. If you want to lose 30 pounds from January till spring, say you're going to work on your summer body. This is the year I'm going to have a summer body. I'm going to go to Pineview. I'm going to go to whatever lake you like to visit. I'm going to take off my shirt. I'm going to feel confident. I'm going to tell you right now, you won't. You're not going to take off your shirt and feel confident. Once we have this body dysmorphia, whatever you want to call it, it's always with us, no matter how good we look. Everybody will tell us, man, you guys look great. Look at your arms, look at this. But you'll always see your flaws. So you have to be completely comfortable with who you are. And then you have to be prepared to change everything about your life. Are you willing to wake up a half an hour early to exercise? Are you willing to get rid of things that are in the way of your sleep? Netflix. Are you willing to take 4 or 5 hours once a week and meal prep all your meals for the whole week? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to stay ahead of a lifestyle change that's going to get you fit and help you reach the goals that you want to reach. Because if you really want to lose 30 pounds by spring, summer, you're going to have to do that. And not just do it for 2 or 3 weeks. You're going to have to consistently do it for the 6 months till June comes around, until you get on that scale and you see the changes. And it's going to take a month for you to feel it, and then it's going to take another month after that for people to see it. So there's going to be a 2-month period where you don't feel like you're doing anything. And it's going to be hard because the first week you're motivated, you're ready to go, you feel motivated. But then that 3rd, 4th week, first month and a half, you're not going to feel it. You're going to be like, oh, what am I doing this for? I don't feel, my clothes don't feel any better. Nobody's even complimented me. But that's the point where you just have to stick through. You got to trust the process. And how can you say trust the process? Because millions of people have followed the process, and it does indeed work. And that's whether you're quitting drugs or trying to lose some weight. I've been there, I've done it on both sides, and that's what I'm doing right now with this new 75-day challenge. And today is day 1. So for the next 75 days, we're going to do this. We're going to wake up, we're going to hit cardio, we're going to eat good, we're going to go live, we're going to talk about it. You can join me, just listen in and say, hey, LT, January 1st, this is my goal, and I'm going to help motivate you. And hopefully by you watching me is going to help keep me motivated too. Look at that. I can do thumbs up now, and it pops bubbles. And if I do a rock out, check it out. I think it'll give me lasers. Yeah. And that's going to be us, right? That's going to be us victorious come spring. So what are your goals? If you're watching and you're not driving, and you're not brushing your teeth, you're not sitting in your cubicle working, you can actually grab your phone or keyboard and type. What are some of the goals that you're trying to set when it comes to getting off drugs or maintaining your recovery or trying to get to that next level? How do you get to the next level of recovery? A lot of people I know will be in recovery. They feel great. The first 6 months, they're like, man, I haven't done any drugs or alcohol. And, I've lost some weight, due to some diet change. But now I just feel blah. How do you get to that next level? And a lot of times we talk about here at Recovering Addict and in our groups, because we actually have a local nonprofit that meets Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where we work out for an hour and then we have group therapy sessions. We talk about thriving, not just surviving. We're not here just to survive, but we're talking about thriving. And a lot of that has to do with giving back. But your personal motivation, point number 2, is where I want to go now, is your personal motivation for recovery. Why do you want to recover? Are you miserable in life right now? Has drugs and alcohol made your life unmanageable? Are you on paper? Meaning, do you have any drug-related charges or criminal-related charges or any domestic violence type charges or anything that has to do with where drugs took you, where you're in the court system now facing judges, restitution, jail time, probation? Are you in that realm? Because you can get out of that. You can work your way right out of that. Are you wanting a better relationship with your wife? Are you wanting a better relationship with your kids? Is that your motivation? What is your motivation? Do you want to look better when you see yourself in the mirror? Do you want to feel better when you get out of bed? Oh, let me tell you what I did. So this morning, I was nervous about getting up at 5 because my schedule has been 6:30 the last little while. And so now I'm changing my sleep schedule. I'm shifting everything an hour earlier. Go to bed an hour earlier, wake up an hour earlier. And I was nervous, so I set 3 alarms. I set my phone, I set this iPad, and then the cool one is that if you have an Alexa in the house, I suggest you try doing this. But I said, hey Alexa, set me an alarm for 5 a.m. to David Goggins. And sure enough, 5 a.m. hit, one of David Goggins. Don't be a bitch. Get up, and if you want to be your best self and you want it, kicked on. I just flipped the covers off, stuck to the plan, put my shoes on, immediately got dressed. Before I made it out, this is another cool thing. Before I made it out of my bedroom door from bathroom, got dressed, brushed my teeth, walked out, got my coffee, sat down. It only had taken me like 3.5 minutes to actually pop out of bed, have my clothes on, teeth brushed, and waking up. And I went straight into the Bible, straight into prayer for a half hour, and then boom, right to cardio. And it worked out just fine. And right now, I'm feeling amazing. It's 7 o'clock. What time is it? 7:16, and I feel amazing. Day 1. Okay? This is great. I feel great today. But what's going to happen on day 25? That's where I want you to see. Stick around, watch, just kind of peek in every once in a while. Is he still doing it? Did he fall off the wagon? And if you see a day that I don't make it, check up on me. Like, whoa, what up, man? Anyway, what is your personal growth? What is your why? My why is because I want to be extremely disciplined. The Bible talks a lot about self-control and that we are to be sober-minded, which means we don't need to be drunk or high or under the influence of anything. We are to be sober-minded and in self-control. And getting yourself out of bed and making yourself do things that are hard is examples of self-control. We want to be men. We want to be strong women that are stoic, that we can control our emotions. This is part of my why. I want to feel good in the clothes that I wear. I want to feel strong when I walk up the stairs. I want to know that if my house lit on fire, that I would have the strength and energy to be strong enough to overcome obstacles to drag my family to safety, if that had to happen. A lot of that is my why. And then the confidence that comes with being disciplined. Like right now, my son and I got up this morning at 5. We got on those bikes and we did our cardio. We've accomplished something already today. If today falls apart and we have problem after problem, we get a flat tire, our computer crashes, the power goes out, and we can't get anything more done today, we've accomplished that. And our bodies are better for it. And that's an accomplishment we can take through us the rest of the day. You can't ruin our day because we've already won. We won the second our alarm went off and we jumped out of bed. And yes, you can do it too. January's coming around. What are you going to do? So setting realistic goals. If you have not set goals, you have to. Goal is not set. Oh, let me see. I got some Facebook comments here. Somebody says you're on the private group. Just to let you know that if you are on the private group, you're going to remain anonymous, which I totally respect. But if you want your name to be shown, you either need to jump on YouTube or the Facebook page, or just write your name, whatever you want. But Facebook user is why it says that without a picture. You want to lose weight and stop smoking. Those go hand in hand, huh? Yeah, I understood what you said with the stop there. Lose weight and stop smoking. Cigarettes stink. There's one good motivation. After having become a non-smoker, I didn't realize how bad and how disgusting cigarettes are. Those are totally uglified to me. And the crazy thing is, oh, look at that. I got balloons flying everywhere now. I had quit smoking in 2008. I was sick of it. I was tired of the habit, and I was smoking a pack and a half, 2 packs a day as a construction worker. Ready! You can do it. I was smoking a pack and a half, 2 packs a day as a construction worker. You know, cigarettes were like $1.75 then. Now they're like freaking $400. Besides the money and all the stuff's the reason you want to quit. The coughing, the inability to breathe, you know, just the grossness, the lung butter, and all that kind of stuff, right? So I quit smoking for 10 years. And then my son was in that accident. And while I had to go back to work, my wife sent me a video of Link in the hospital after he had woke up from his little coma and all that kind of stuff. And I saw the state that he was in mentally because he has a traumatic brain injury. And it just like shocked me to my bones of the condition my son was in after having his head crushed, and a UTV landed on his head and he was in the hospital for months. They thought he was going to die. They told us to pull the plug and all that stuff. But then he's starting to wake up, right? He's kind of talking a little bit. His jaw's wired shut. His whole face is crushed. Bones are just shattered. And he's like, he looked completely mental. And it just shocked me that my son was in this condition. I ran outside of my work, out to the smoke shack, had this dude give me a cigarette, and I sucked that cigarette down in like 30 seconds. Best cigarette I've ever had in my entire life. After not having one cigarette for over 10 years. And guess what? That one cigarette led instantly back to a pack a day. I went from one cigarette in over 10 years to instantly back to a pack and a half a day. Pack and a half a day. And I couldn't stand the way my clothes smelled. I couldn't stand the way my finger smells. And so I switched to vaping, and I still vape today. I'm still addicted to nicotine today from that one event, pre-recovery. And at that time, I was still a belligerent blackout drunk in my recovery. So, man, I get you. If you want to lose weight and you want to stop smoking, it's tough. You have to bite the bullet and you have to make it happen. Let's talk about the setting realistic goals. So the importance of setting realistic goals. You got the SMART acronym, right? SMART. You got specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So if you do want to achieve anything this New Year's, if you want to achieve your goals, make sure you are specific. I want to lose weight and I want to quit smoking. Now that's in the comments, so I'm going to use that as an example over and over. Because how are we going to quit smoking and how are we going to lose weight? Specifically. Like, I have 3 cigarettes left. Are you just going to crush them and throw them away and not smoke? Or are you going to finish them out? Are you going to try to... What are you going to try to do? Try to wean? Because that stuff doesn't work. So are you going to pick a day and go, that's my last day? After that, I am a non-smoker. And you're going to change your identity to, I'm trying to quit to, I'm a non-smoker. And if you're trying to lose weight, how much weight are you trying to lose? And within what time frame are you trying to lose it? You have to be specific. Say from January 1st to June 1st, about 6 months, I want to lose 15 pounds. And then do the math on how many days that is. Well, you got 30 days times 6, about however many days that is. And then divide 15 pounds into that, and it'll be like 0.3 or something like that. And so you know that you have to lose that much weight per day. And you don't get crazy about it, get on the scale and say, oh, am I on track? But you see that it's not very much weight per day when you put it over a 6-month period. So you're like, okay, that is specific. That is measurable. That is achievable. Okay? And now what do I have to do every single day to ensure that I'm going to hit that goal? And you write it down. You have to take inventory of it. You have to make it time-bound. June would be the time-bound part of your goal, right? And make sure it's achievable. So what do I have to do every day to hit that goal? I have to get up. I have to drink water. So that's the first thing I'm going to do when I get out of bed. I'm going to get up, have a giant glass of water, and then I'm going to hit some cardio. 20, 30 minutes every single day. Every day I'm going to do it. I'm going to write it down. And that will help you stay on track. I have to eat protein. I have to eat good carbs and good fat. I have to knock out sugar. I have to knock out chips and Takis and whatever you like to sit and binge watch Netflix and eat a whole bag of. That's got to stop or you will not lose weight. And then you need to get a support system. Okay? A support system is the most important thing in recovery because we are going to help you achieve or celebrate those small goals. We're going to help you see the addictive thinking and the excuses you start telling yourself and the small justifications that you tell yourself to get around your goals, to get around your commitments, and to let yourself slack off. And that's what a group support is for, to support you when you're struggling. Oh, I'm not doing so good today. I feel like I'm going to whatever, right? I'm feeling this way. I'm having an issue with this person or that, and I don't know how to handle these situations. Well, this group of support is going to help lift you up and help you navigate, because a lot of people have been there and done that. I can help somebody in recovery now that's under 4 years sober because I've been there. And then for me, when I'm struggling, I reach out to people who have 7 to 10 years in recovery because they've been doing it longer than I have. And we just had a guest on our show a couple Sundays ago who after 11 years relapsed. So listening to him speak, let me know how early in recovery I still am at 4 years, and how much I need my support system that I have Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and plus my mentors that I've gathered over the last 4 years of like-minded men who I want in my corner and I want to emulate and be like and to learn from. I am not exempt from a relapse at 4 years. I'm not exempt from a relapse at 11 years. So I'm watching and I'm listening to what he's telling me about how and why he relapsed at 11 years. And I'm looking in my life now going, what can I do to avoid that? Okay, so you need to be around people who've been there, who have done that to support you. And now the roles of physical fitness in recovery. When you have spent 10 years injecting or consuming, guzzling poisons into your body, you have begun destruction on your brain, your cells, your liver, your kidneys, your organs, everything this body, this vehicle of your life, this is what we ride through life, you are destroying it. It's like taking your car and not putting proper oil in it, not filling the tires with pressure, not replacing things when they need to be replaced. Letting a car fall to shit is what we've done with our bodies, right? So now, what do we have to do? We have to start giving our body the nutrition that it needs. We have to start getting physically active to get our muscles and our tendons and our bones back into health and strength. We got to start drinking water and taking supplements and vitamins to get our brain and our pathways to start healing, because we've literally trashed our body. So physical fitness is more than just going to the gym and getting sweaty. It's about a consistent lifestyle of giving your body what it needs to thrive in this ecosystem that it's designed to thrive in, with the nutrition that it's designed. Body fuel, just like putting good gas in your car and how much better it runs when you do that, is the same reason you need to do it with your body. And after a life of addiction in recovery, you need to heal. All your stuff needs to heal. Your fatty liver, your jacked up brain damage you've given yourself from injecting poison has to heal. And so physical fitness, getting up, getting your heart rate through the air, getting your heart healthy again, that pumps blood through your whole system, that keeps you alive. We've been basically committing suicide very slowly over the last however many years that you're in addiction, and now you need to switch it. Give your body the fuel it needs, give it the exercise, the heart rate in a good zone 2, zone 3 for 40 minutes a day, and heal yourself. Then you need to learn to recognize triggers. Brittany, there it is. Found you over here. YouTube. Right on. Glad you're here, Brittany. How's everything? How's everything in life out there? How's the kids? How's the girls? We're doing good here. Been super busy. We've actually started a legit nonprofit, another business. We own a couple little businesses now, and life is good. And I'm going to start doing these live streams every morning just to get back into my disciplined daily habit. And then now we do a live stream every other Sunday where I have a guest, which will sit over here on this couch that you'll see on Sundays too. But recognize triggers and learning coping mechanisms. What freaks you out? Does road rage freak you out? Keep your heart rate going, adrenaline rush until you get home, and then you're stressed and you fight with the kids, and then your whole day's bad and you kick the dog. How do you recognize triggers that turn your brain and your attitude and your mind into the wrong directions? And then how do you handle them so that you're in control of your triggers and your bad emotions in those moments? How do you recognize triggers? What are you looking for? How do you handle it? These are the things that we need to learn in early brand new recovery. Because if you don't start understanding how you react to the world, how you react to other people, then you're not going to accomplish anything. A lot of it is what's that called? I don't know, when you see yourself for what you are. What is that called, Zone? Self something. Self-awareness. That's what it is. You have to really become self-aware of your attitude, of your moods, and why your attitude and your mood is like that. That's why we use that acronym HALT: hungry, angry, lonely, tired. I noticed yesterday I started feeling a little suspicious, angry, annoyed, and all this kind of stuff, and I just had to go, why? Why am I feeling this way? Because when I feel this way, the reality of those feelings feel like that is the absolute truth in the moment, and I can react irrationally, angry, mean, and I don't want to act like that. So I halt before I act. I go, what are these feelings and these thoughts? Why? Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? And am I tired? One, I was hungry because I've been eating crap the last couple of days with Christmas. I've been eating nothing but gross carbs and sugar. I didn't sleep good the night before. I didn't get up on time when I wanted to, and I was tired. I was in a groggy, tired face. And so what do I do on those days? I ride it out. I ride the wave. I'm just like, you know what? I'm chilling. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to overreact. If I hear something and it just rubs me the wrong way, because I know it's going to because of the mood I'm in, I'm not going to respond or react. I'm going to do everything right and respond oppositely, or just not say anything at all. Keep it small, keep it short, keep it simple. That's the triggers that I recognize in myself. Why are my moods and my attitudes and my thoughts going down this path, and how to stop them? And you have to learn how to cope with that. One day at a time is legit in that moment, because you're like, this too shall pass, okay? I feel like crap now. I'm hungry, I'm angry, I'm lonely, I'm tired. This is going to pass, so I'm not going to react. And the stuff that my body's telling me is true is more than 100% more than likely not true. And so I'm just going to ride the wave. And guess what? I rode the wave, went to bed, and now I'm up. Totally new day, totally new attitude, totally new feeling. And I feel great today. I'm telling you that right now. Okay, one day at a time. We just talked about that. And let's talk about celebrating small victories. So you've made it 15 days. I'm proud of you. That is amazing. Celebrate that. You've made it 30 days. Awesome. Celebrate that. You haven't eaten sugar in 10 days. Celebrate that. You've got on the bike, or you've got on the stairs, or you've jogged around the block, or you've taken a walk, whatever your form of exercise is, and you've stayed consistent for 7 days in a row. Celebrate that. And when I say celebrate the small victories, I don't mean go get cheesecake and fall off your diet. I mean, look at yourself. Go in the mirror. Have you ever talked to yourself in the mirror? Go in the mirror, look yourself in the face, and say, good job. I'm proud of you. We are really prone to talking bad to ourselves, even to ourselves. I talk bad to myself all the time, especially when I'm playing chess and I make a stupid blunder. Man, the stuff that I say to myself, and it's so easy, it just rolls off the tip of my tongue, and I'm comfortable telling myself those things. But to tell myself, hey, good job, proud of you. Look what you've done today. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, it's the hardest thing ever. Let's see what Brittany says. Brittany says, I'm doing good. Destiny's not doing so good. Sometimes it's going on with her lungs. Oh, man, they've done every test under the sun and came up with nothing. I'm sorry. Her doctor and kidney is in failure, but we can't do anything about it. We have to figure out her lungs first. Give her a hug for us. Other than that, you're okay. 2+ years sober and holding strong. Yeah, Jen Ray. 171 days. Heck yeah. Jen Ray just celebrated a sober Christmas. Next week, we're going to celebrate together, Jen Ray and all of us who are sober. New Year's. That's another thing I want to hit. It's not on my plan, not on my little 10 steps here. But I'm going to talk about this the rest of the week too, because I plan on going live every morning at 7 o'clock for 75 days. Where are you at with New Year's, all y'all? How's New Year's going to treat you? Are you ready for it? Do you have a plan? Do you have a strategy? If you're going to go hang out with friends that end up drinking, do you have an escape route? Are you going to avoid, which I highly suggest, high-risk situations altogether and do something completely different and new? Try a new form of celebrating when it comes to celebrating the New Year's, if that's what you're into. Watch TV and go to bed before midnight. Do you really even need to celebrate it? Or maybe go on a midnight hike if the weather's nice and sit under the moon and watch the moon change at midnight. I don't know. Think of something brand new to do instead of the old, I need to get drunk and blow on horns and have sparkly stuff fly through the air. I mean, that's what everybody else does. Do we really need to do that? Why can't we do something cooler? Never felt better, Jen Ray says, and I actually love myself and accept myself. Going in a New Year's Eve perfect. That's what I'm talking about. Around people who are like-minded, around people who want the same as you want to have a great, wonderful, beautiful life post-addiction. Just another day for me. I'm hanging out with the girls. Yeah, I don't think we're doing much either. So far, we have no plans. We'll probably just end up going to bed early. I don't make a big deal about it. It's not a big deal to me. As you can see, I've already started an extreme New Year's type resolution today on December 26th. And I did it on purpose so that first I can kind of walk into it with you as if you maybe are setting something up on January 1st that I'm already here doing it with you. And I don't need to, I try not to do it like everybody else does it. January 1st, because then that means I would have waited a whole nother week to get on track. No, I'm already on track, dude, December 26th. So how are we going to maintain hope and optimism during these times? How do you stay positive? How do you stay positive? How do you stay positive? Let me know. How do I stay positive? One thing that I've been doing for over a year and a half now is I get up every single morning, and the first thing I do is grab a cup of coffee. Obviously, duh. Who doesn't do that? So I get coffee, and I grab my Bible, and I sit on the couch, and I read through some Bible plans that I have set up. I make my way through some Bible verses, some Bible chapters, and then I meditate and think about God. That's my higher power that I choose, the God of the Bible, the creator, sustainer of the universe, who sent his son to die for my sins. That's who I believe. That's my higher power. That's the hope. That's the real true hope and optimism I have in this life. And then I pray and I meditate about it. And I kick my day off with that first. That's the first thing I do. Instead of grabbing my phone, flopping around in bed, hitting snooze 10 times, and then opening Facebook and just seeing either a life I envy or some bad news on TV. I don't want my head set there first. I want to take control and put my head where it ought to be, and that is in my higher power and in his control and in his will. And then I tackle my day so that if anything else comes at me, I already feel secure and set where my mind is. That's how I maintain hope. That's how I maintain positivity. I walk through my feelings and emotions. I start my day with prayer and meditation and celebrate small accomplishments. Perfect. And that's why you are 171 days sober, because you're doing that kind of stuff. Proud of you, Jen Ray. Keep it up. It's so good to hear from all of you. So I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I have to get to work now, but this is my new schedule. 5 a.m. I'm out of bed. I'm reading and meditating. By 5:45, I'm doing cardio till 6:30. And then after that, I'm going to eat a little bit of protein. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to sit here. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about understanding addiction, that it is more than just a habit. Addiction is more than just a habit. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. So until then, until tomorrow, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your programs, and remember, we recover better together.